guys, welcome to Kima's Never Seen It. I'm Kima, and today the movie we're going to be talking about is Bring It On. Hey you guys, welcome to Kima's Never Seen It. I'm Kima, and today the movie we're going to be talking about is Bring It On. If you have never been here before, basically I've seen no movie ever. So I take suggestions for people, I watch movies for the first time, I give a quick synopsis of what they're about, and I give my thoughts and what I think. Will my opinions differ from yours? Probably. But if you've never seen this movie before, I'm putting a big spoiler alert right here because we're about to talk about it. Now that that's out the way, let's get into what this movie's about based on the DVD cover summary. The Toro cheerleading squad has spirit, spunk, sass, and a killer routine that's sure to land them a national championship trophy for the 6th year in a row. But the newly elected team captain, Torrance, the Toros' road to cheer glory stumbles when she discovers their perfectly choreographed routines were stolen from a hot hip-hop squad across town. Now the squad scrambles to find a new routine to compete in this year's competition. If you did not know, this movie came out in 2000. We are now on the 25-year anniversary. So again, the theme for this month is back to school. I had to do this movie. To start off with the movie, we are watching what looks to be a high school cheer squad routine, and we get to meet some of the cheerleaders. We meet Big Red. She seems to be the team captain. Whitney, she's one of the cheerleaders. Courtney, oh, there's a few of them. Darcy, Carver, and I think there's another girl named Casey. Most of those girls we will be seeing throughout the movie. I don't think we really saw Casey that much, so that's okay. During this whole little cheer routine, Big Red, the leader, is making a cheer about who the new cheer captain is, and it's Torrance. Torrance is the new cheer captain, so everyone's cheering, they're doing their little thing, and Torrance does this whole like solo in the cheer, and her top comes down. For something like this to happen in high school, I would be mortified for sure. Luckily though for her, it was just a dream. So it looks like this is the first or second day of school. Again, she's in high school, but she does have a boyfriend. His name's Aaron. He's going off to college. So he picks her up to drop her off at school. It doesn't look like the parents like him so much, but hey, who knows? I don't think they said in the movie explicitly how long they've been together, but obviously in high school. So today is the day where they are going to announce who the new cheer captain is. And just like Torrance dreamt, she is now the new cheer captain. And now she wants to get right into it and start practicing. That way they can get ready for regionals, I believe. So they're starting to practice and, try some new stuff and see if they can do some harder stuff, again, to kind of separate them from the rest of the pack. Again, practice makes perfect. So they do need to practice at not dropping people and not falling and stuff. And you would think things are going well with practice, but someone gets hurt. Not a good first impression, but it's cheerleading. You have to throw girls, you have to catch girls, you have to lift them, you're doing all this dancing and flipping and stuff. Somebody's gonna get hurt. And it was Carver who got hurt, which based off of her personality we see just a little bit in the movie, makes sense. It does make sense that she got hurt. So I don't know if this was the next day or the same day. I think it was the next day, but Tor's in class and a new student comes in. His name is Cliff. He came from some other part of California, but now he's transferred over to this school. And other than some bullies that try to again, it's like 80s bullying, trying to bully him, Torrance is the only one that really talks to him. So that's nice. And later on, again, because one of the cheerleaders has a broken leg now, they need to find a new cheerleader to replace her. So now they're having tryouts, and the tryouts, they don't go too well.
Ready? Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me try that again. That was terrible.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
C-H. Toros on the play.
But then another girl comes in, and she also looks like she's a new student too. No one's ever seen her before. Her name is Missy, and she is doing some of the cheers that they're telling her to do. Well, some of the moves, and she's actually pretty good. It turns out that she wanted to do gymnastics, but they don't have gymnastics at school. So this is like her final option. So she does really well. However, some of the cheerleaders are hating on her, so they kind of run her off. Torrance wants to recruit her, so she literally goes finds where she lives so that she can basically beg her and convince her to stay on the team. When she goes to her house, turns out Missy and Cliff are brother and sister. So she meets Cliff at the door and is just like, hey, where's Missy at? Missy comes out and she, tells her, hey, we're the shit. We cheerleading is what we do. We win championships. We do all this stuff. We'd love to have you on, blah, 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 blah. and Missy gives in. So at one of the practices, the girls practice their routine, probably something that they're going to do at regionals. And Missy is watching on the side. Obviously, she doesn't know the steps, so she has to, watch and gauge. As she's watching, she notices something interesting with their routine. Missy gets out and she leaves, and Torrance has to run after her because, again, Torrance vetted Missy, and now that she's just like leaving in the middle of their routine, she's kind of upset. But it turns out Missy's upset because they stole those moves.
I'm not about stealing.
What are you talking about?
You ripped off those cheers.
Listen, Missy, our cheers are 100% original. Count the trophies.
And by God, were they stolen? Torrance can't believe it because, again, all of these moves that she was taught were from Big Red when she was cheer captain. She's just like, there's no way that she stole this from someone. Obviously, Big Red is creative and did all this stuff herself. There's no way. Yeah, girl, she stole all of that. And then we meet Isis, the cheer captain, Gabrielle Union. She looks so good. And honestly, obviously, she looks older, but she almost looks the same as when she did 20 years ago. She looks amazing. Janelope and Lava. We meet those three girls. There's like the three. Isis is like the cheer captain, and I think Janelope and Lava are like just under her, like her assistants and stuff. They all come out and they're just like, what are y'all doing here? Isis tells them, listen, that redheaded girl has been coming up here for years, recording our stuff, stealing our stuff, and taking it to regionals where y'all get all these trophies, y'all are featured on TV. Meanwhile, we have never been to regionals, and you're just biting off all of our stuff.
Y'all been coming up here for years trying to steal our routines. And we just love seeing them on ESPN.
What are you talking about?
Burr, it's cold in here. I said there must be some Toros in the atmosphere. I know you didn't think a white girl made that shit up.
Of course, Torrance and Missy didn't record anything, so they got to leave scot-free. But then Torrance is just like, you know what? Ever since I got cheer captain, everything's been going wrong, and it has to be because of some superstition thing that's been going on. So they have this thing, and it's like a cheer spirit stick, and basically you're supposed to hand it off to different people for them to like keep in their possession or something like that. Well, Torrance was going to give it to somebody. It fell out of her hands, and it dropped on the floor. That's bad superstition. So now she thinks that she's cursed. We all have different superstitious stuff, whether it be playful, lighthearted, or actual like real superstitious stuff. So I'm not mad at her. And she's in high school. Of course, she's gonna think everything that would make everything go wrong. Of course. The next day, Torrance gathers up the cheer squad and she tells them, listen, I just found out we stole all these moves. Most of the stuff that we've ever done has been from the Clovers in East Compton. I think they said East Compton. That's all stolen, and we can't do this anymore. And no one knew that this was stolen. It was Big Red, her doing everything that she's done. She didn't tell nobody. Everyone thought that she made it up herself. But no one knew. But at this point, they're just like, it's too late to fix it. It's too late to do something different. We have to do what we have to do. Also in the background, Torrance is trying to call her boyfriend Aaron. Again, he's at college and he's not answering her, not picking up the phone. We can fucking guess why he's not, but on her end, she's just like, why isn't he answering? Is college really that busy? Blah, blah, blah. We know why. So later that night, there's a football game. And of course, the Toros are going to, cheer for the football team for the football game, blah, 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 blah. Let me say something. Fun fact, I am a band nerd. I've been in marching band. I've been in concert band. I love band. And I will say, for a marching band to play for the cheerleading team, but not for the football team, I don't know how bad your football team needs to suck. That's unheard of. So I was just like, the band is playing for the cheerleaders, but not the football team. That, well, okay. But anyway, the girls are doing their normal cheering for the team, all that kind of stuff. And the Clovers end up showing up. As the Toros are doing one of their cheers, the Clovers fall into it because, again, it's their cheer. And they start cheering too. And the audience is looking back and forth like, what's going on? Yeah, they got caught in front of everybody.
Back, you can't touch this. Our game is bad. We're without peers, so get that weak mess out of here. Tried to steal our bit, but you look like shit. But we're the ones who are down with it.
And now they have to come up with a new routine. Now that they've been caught by the entire school, they're embarrassed and they don't want to be caught stealing stuff at regionals. So now they have to come up with something else. Later on, Torrance and Missy end up hanging out, and by proxy, Cliff is there. He lives in the house, so obviously he's there. So they're kind of just all together in their space. And like, there's some weird tension going on between Torrance and Cliff. Like, I think Torrance thinks it's innocent because she has a boyfriend and maybe she's just playing. She's not even playing. She's just kind of like there. But Cliff doesn't know she has a boyfriend. And he's kind of just like, well, I'm okay. And he like kind of flirting back or doing like these weird little things to flirt back with her. And again, we know she has a boyfriend, but fuck Aaron. I don't care. But she finally gets in touch with him and it's just like, did you know that Big Red stole all of these moves? Did you know anything about this? And he said he didn't either, but he gives her a number to a professional choreographer. I think that's the word. And he's just like, call him. He'll help you with a new routine and whip you guys into shape. Meanwhile, in the back, he has a girl in his bed. Bro. Again, we knew what was going on. I was still upset.
Thanks, Aaron. You always know what to do.
Mm-hmm. Bye, baby.
So they raise the money for this guy. He comes and to do all the choreography with them and teach them all this stuff. He's a little crazy. One of his methods is like to shame the girl. One of the girls has a booty on her and he's just like, oh, you're a fat cow. Get rid of your butt. Personally, never subscribed to that. Even in the early 2000s, I always wanted a ginormous, humongous ass. So listen, even back then I would have said that's crazy, but hey, it was a different time then. I'm just glad I never subscribed to anything like that. And he makes them practice and does all this stuff so that they can get ready for regionals.
These are spirit fingers, and these are gold.
So they end up going to regionals. Apparently this is the Clovers' first year being able to go to regionals, and they do a really good job. I mean, as expected, if all their like material is getting stolen, obviously they have to be doing something right. So not surprised. But then it's the Toros' turn. The crowd is silent. The judges are silent. And it's bad. But not only is it bad, this routine has been done already. So apparently the man that they learned from has taught that exact same routine to like 6 other cheer squads. So they don't have anything in their rule books, however, saying how they could be penalized or whatever, and it's not really their fault. So they're just like, well, we'll let you slide and pass through regionals, but just know, come up with something else. Also, Big Red is at the cheer competition, and she's expecting to see the routine that she stole, but they did the other one, and she's just like, I handed you the perfect routine on a silver platter. I did everything and set up everything for you, and you ruined it. You messed it up. You shouldn't even be cheer captain. You're like ruining my legacy, blah, 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 blah. And Aaron is there too. And he's just like, maybe you should give up being team captain, Torrance, because maybe it's just not in you. He ends up taking her home that night. Again, they're boyfriend and girlfriend, even though they're not. They're boyfriend and girlfriend, give a nice little kiss goodnight. But Cliff is on Tor's porch. He was waiting for her. He had flowers for her and everything, gonna say, congrats for passing regionals and moving forward. And he's just like, so who was that? And she's just like, oh, it was my boyfriend. He made her a tape and everything. It actually was pretty cute. But let me say something else. I've seen people say, and I know people in real life who say they don't like small talk. Personally, love small talk. And I think you would find out if someone's in a relationship if you had small talk with people. Small talk matters, guys. It's the probing questions. It's what gets the conversation going into things deeper. He would have known if they talked and had small talk, but no, I'm weird for liking small talk. Anyway, Tor decides not to give up on being cheer captain. She's just like, I was appointed to be cheer captain. I'm not giving this up, and we just got to find something else to do. And they do different things. So they're actually being creative and figuring out things themselves. They're doing different interpretive dance, hip hop. I don't think there was a hip hop dance, but like different types of dancing styles to put into their routine. So they're going to work and practicing day in and day out. Meanwhile, Tori goes to visit Aaron at his dorm. Long story short, she breaks up with him. There was a girl in the room while she was doing that. So she's just like, pathetic. And you know what? Good for you, girl. I'm glad that you did that. She even tells Cliff that she broke up with Aaron, but he's just like, oh, that's cool. All right, bye. Which is pretty crazy to be like, oh, we broke up, so now we can be together. That is insane. So I don't agree with that, Torrance, but I do agree you should have broke up with Aaron, but that doesn't mean you now get to be with Cliff. That's something else. But anyway, then later on, Torrance finds out that the Clovers aren't able to go to nationals because they couldn't raise funds or whatever the case may be. So she asks her dad if his company can sponsor them, and she goes over to the school to give them a check for the money that they need. Isis doesn't like this, and she's just like, oh, what is this, hush money? Are you trying to pay us off? And again, like, from her perspective, she doesn't have a real reason to, like, trust them. Like, she doesn't know them, and she's only known that squad to, like, steal all their stuff. So her being guarded and being like, I don't need your help, I don't need your hush money, I don't need anything from you, I can understand. From Torrance's perspective, she is being pure-hearted about it. So it just sucks that people before her are making her look this bad. But hey.
Right, it's guilt money. You pay our way in and you sleep better at night knowing how your whole world is based on one big old fat lie. Well, you know what?
They ended up getting sponsored anyway. A talk show host ends up sponsoring them, and they're able to go to nationals. Fast forward to nationals, and now everyone has to bring it on.
Hey, remember, bring it.
So the Toros cheer. Their routine is actually really good. It's scary. Things like this are scary to me because, again, you're throwing people, they're flipping, they're doing this. You can get injured very quickly if you're not careful, if you don't know what you're doing, but they do really, really good. And the Clovers also, do good as well. And both teams end up making it to the finals. So after they get to finals, I think there's only 5 teams left, and the Clovers go first. Beautiful, of course. The Toros go after. They also do really good. But in the end, to fast forward, Toros win second, Clovers win first, but Torrance is not mad that they won second. Still feels good to her. And then at the end of the movie, Torrance and Cliff are next to each other, exchange 2 words, and have their end of the movie kiss and live happily ever after. And that's the end of the movie. You know, kind of like a classic high school kind of movie. There's some 2000s language in there. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But I mean, again, early 2000s. What are we going to do now? This movie got a 65% on Rotten Tomatoes. Honestly, I can agree with that. If I'm being honest, I could put it down to the 50s. I think the movie was so-so. You know, just a cheer movie, you know. There are other Bring It On movies, though. I think there's one where Solange is in it. I've never seen it, so I don't know. But I think there's one like that. And I think I've seen clips of that one specifically. So maybe in the future, I'll check that one out. But yeah, this movie was all right. But that's the end of my video, guys, and thank you so much for tuning in this week. If there's something you agree with, disagree with, you want to say how good I did, or you have any new movie suggestions for movies I should watch in the future, please leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, tell everybody you know about my channel. Again, posting every Thursday, still doing pretty well, if I do say so myself. So, you know, click the button. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. Kima's Never Seen It on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I actually made a Facebook page for Kima's Never Seen It, so you can go ahead and follow on there too, or you can follow me on Blue Sky at That's Kima J. And like clockwork, I have to let you know, it would not be a video of mine if I don't express my appreciation and gratitude for you guys watching every week. Listen, I appreciate it all. I thank you so much. And if you just got here, I appreciate you being here, seeing my face for the first time. But I have more videos back there. So go check them out. Subscribe. Come on. Let me know. But that's it for this week, you guys. And I will see you back here next Thursday. Bye.